Hello there, what's up people, and welcome to my first Destiny 2 video. Today was the day of the reveal stream, and we finally got our look at actual gameplay, among some other things. A day which seemed so far off for a long time is finally here. Before I begin, a small disclaimer though. Unfortunately, I cannot link footage of the stream in the video, not because of legal reasons or anything, simply because I lack the computer and, the proper technology to capture, record, edit, etc, etc. I'm pretty much doing this exclusively on the Xbox and Upload Studio, so I'm only able to do the best with what I can. I apologize for the inconvenience. There will be obviously plenty of other people who will be able to get this info out in more detail and with better editing and entertainment and etc. as it becomes available. But, with that out of the way, here's what we know thus far. I do also want to state that these are rough notes I made during the stream, so a lot of them probably won't be in any particular order. And here we go. 3 things to note for Destiny 2. Number 1, a world that pulls you in. Number 2, amazing things to do. And number 3, you always have someone to play with. First little bit of gameplay that was shown was the first story mission, and you get to fight alongside Ikora and Zavala. Zavala was shown using a defender bubble, Ikora was shown using a Nova Bomb on an enemy Cabal ship. All Crucible activities were adjusted to be 4v4 across the board. They didn't really state whether this applies to trials, elimination, if doubles is still a thing. They simply stated that all Crucible activities are 4v4. It remains to be seen whether we'll still have modes like Rumble, or doubles, or trials, or things like that. This is merely just going off the info that was available and presented to us. Okay, Gaul and the Red Legion are actually there to take the Traveler and its light for themselves, not simply to get revenge, like a lot of us had thought in the first place. It was hinted at, although not necessarily confirmed, that possibly matchmaking would be a thing for Trials, Nightfalls, and the Raids, although I think this links into a later point about some of the social features in the game. We now have 3 weapon slots. Well, I mean, we did before, but now they've been adjusted. You have a kinetic slot, an energy slot, and a heavy slot. So obviously the heavy slot, you still have your rocket launchers, your machine guns. There was also shown off to be grenade launchers, like just a standard, magazine-fed grenade launcher. Energy weapons would, I think, equate to your fusion rifles, some of your energy-based snipers, and your kinetic would be hand cannons, pulse rifles, auto rifles, your typical primaries. Pretty much your kinetics won't have an elemental damage, your energies will, and then your heavy can just be an assortment of whatever. I think a fusion of the two. There are new supers. I will go into these in a little bit. Our enemy, Gaul, full name Dominion Gaul, or Dominus Gaul, I apologize. Dominus Gaul actually speaks. He uses English, and he talks to us in a trailer about how our journey is coming to an end. I think he'll find that our journey will continue over his dead body. The dubious volley actually exists. It was shown off in the gameplay towards the end. It's the same one. It's got the same model. It is arc damage, and it definitely fires a volley of rockets. I was not able to see how many it had in the magazine, but it does have some, it does look like it has some firepower behind it. The story quickly becomes about loss in the beginning, where we lose the tower, our vault, and everything we've held dear, and quickly becomes about recovery. Recovering our powers, recovering our companions, recovering our gear, our strength, our light, our home. The story of Destiny 2 is one of recovery. As I said before, grenade launcher heavies are now a thing. And the new supers. For Warlock, we have Dawnblade. You instantly pull a sword out of it. I would assume just, out of thin air, just light. I was going to say out of your ass, but definitely not out of there. Definitely not out of there. But you have Dawnblade. You pull out a sword and can rain fiery death from above upon your enemies. Titans get Sentinel. You materialize a shield and proceed to smack people with it. Seems pretty basic. It essentially turns your Titan into Captain America. You can also throw your shield, and it will ping pong around and bounce off of enemies, destroying them wholly. Hunters get Arc Strider. It pretty much looks like a new replacement for Arcblade, except a lot better. You materialize an arc-based spear and dance around the battlefield, bringing death to your foes. There was also shown to be various AoE abilities. The Titans, it looked like it might have been the Defender Bubble. Like maybe that was their AoE ability. A Warlock one was shown. I do not remember the name for the life of me, but they dropped it, and it gave them a buff when they were standing in it, and it looked to be just a basic damage buff. Obviously, more info about this will come out in due time, but that's what was shown. A new weapon foundry was announced by the name of Weist. I didn't see any weapons of note used in them in the gameplay demo, but it was announced on Twitter by Eric Hirschberg. There's more to do than ever in any Bungie game in Destiny 2, which is really saying a lot. Strikes are back with a new strike. I mean, we all kind of figured that was going to be a thing, but it's good to get confirmation. The strike itself is called the Inverted Spire. Obviously, there's others. There's going to be plenty of other new ones, but that's the new one. Inverted Spire with a 3-stage boss. I'm quite excited for this one myself. I love multi-stage bosses. I like seeing how they adapt, how they change, how they incorporate various gameplay elements from the game into said boss. As I stated before, Crucible is now 4v4 across all game modes. We'll have to see whether this applies to, Rumble, Trials, etc. New maps, new modes, again, kind of a given. There's also a new mode, like a brand spanking new mode called Countdown. It is the first ever attack and defense mode in Destiny. And that's really all that was talked about for the Crucible. There wasn't really a whole lot shown off. I imagine we'll get some more once some of these people that are at the event get their videos and their gameplay up, because they are getting their hands on Countdown. The worlds themselves are a lot more open world. You have a map that you can bring up and open at any point. I would assume you can mark waypoints to go to a patrol, a public event, maybe there's a strike area, whatever. It's now also a lot more seamless. There are 4 new worlds. Well, technically 3 of them are new. We go to Earth and the European Dead Zone. We go to Nessus, which is under control by the Vex, essentially having been transformed into a machine planet. We go to Titan, where Zavala hangs out after the tower gets destroyed. I should also state that Nessus is where Cade ended up. And then we go to Io, a home sacred to the Warlocks, because it is the last place in the solar system that the Traveler touched before coming to Earth. A sacred place to Warlocks and their knowledge. This is where Ikora flees to after the tower is destroyed. And as I said, these worlds are a lot more seamless. If you're on Earth, for example, and you come across something to do on Io, perhaps a quest that gets linked or something you had already, you now simply open your map, tab over to the directory, pick Io, pick your marker, and teleport there. It is as quick as that. And now on those, there are new activities. Obviously, we have our returning patrols. There are things being dubbed adventures. There are treasure maps, amongst other things. And in addition, there are something called lost sectors. Dungeons with a boss that drops a key, assumingly that opens a chest that contains loot. These can be given to you from NPCs or just found out in the wild. On to my next page here. Alright, clans are having been confirmed in Destiny 2. Well, I mean, they were in Destiny 1, but now they are an in-game feature for Destiny 2. Matchmake with your team, build a custom banner, get your friends together, go do some raids, some strikes, etc., etc., etc. There's also a shared reward system, so whether you're somebody who raids every week on reset, you run through all the raids, wascally wabbit, all the raids every week, or you only have time to do a few Crucible matches on the weekend, you will benefit regardless. The clan features also link into something being dubbed guided games, a way for clans and solo players to come together. Say you're a solo player and you want to do that raid, but you don't have a group of friends that plays Destiny, or maybe they're not on at the same time. You know, you want to do that raid, you want to do that strike, trials, etc., etc. You want to do that group activity, but you don't have a group to do it with. Guided games are a way for solo players to find groups of clan members to play with. Simply go into the directory, search for a clan, and matchmake with them, and to get to do that raid and that activity that you could not do on your own. Guided games are also described as a way for everyone to play everything. Nobody is left out. Every piece of content is available to every player. A beta was confirmed for later in the summer. We still don't have an actual date. Hopefully soon. I'm predicting it probably won't be long after E3. Maybe sometime around PAX. If I remember right, Destiny 1, or if I remember right for the beta for Destiny 1, we had it a little close to Destiny's release date. Whether or not that remains to be seen, we'll have to see. Personally, my prediction is sometime around E3 or PAX, maybe in between. Something to keep us going, because we do remember for Destiny 1, they did advertise this thing of we have these 4 straight weeks of daybreak strikes coming in July. I'm thinking maybe the beta will be after that, but we'll have to see. Obviously, the game is available September 8th, and that was more or less about it, unless you're a PC player. For PC, there wasn't really too much confirmed. Just basically some talk of where you were going to be able to obtain it from. People thought it was going to be Steam. People thought it was going to be like Windows Store. Well, they did confirm that Activision was bringing Blizzard into this, and PC, the version of Destiny 2, will be available exclusively through Battle.net. So the rumor that it was being hosted through Battle.net was essentially confirmed today. And that's about all the info we got. Obviously, there were some other smaller details that I myself wasn't able to catch. Hopefully some other content creators will be able to pick them up for you guys. I just simply don't have the technology and the time to comb through every single little detail and take every little snippet and every screenshot and every picture and look for every fine detail. Look for this one thing in the background and this one gun that was on screen for a half a second. But I'm doing the best with what I can, and I hope it was enough for you all. Now, for my own personal opinion, holy shit, it was a lot to take in. It was a lot to take in. It was hard to watch it and actually still get notes and look at it from, I've got to make this video, I've got to get this info out, and still be excited just as somebody who plays Destiny. But I've already seen some people stating on Twitter and Facebook and social media about how it just seems like Destiny 1.5, how it just seems like this is all stuff that should have been in the game already, but now we're getting it in the expansion. I get that. This is stuff that could have been in Destiny 1, but you realize when Destiny 1 came out, it was a very different game from what it is now. There's been stuff included over these 3 years that was not in the game at launch, and stuff that we just now take for granted. Maybe they couldn't add it until Destiny 2. It was just, they were already working on the new game. Why not just throw it in there? Anyways, aside from that, I am 100% fully excited for Destiny 2. The fact that the worlds themselves are a lot more open, they're a lot more explorable, there is stuff behind using their thing, every nook and cranny, every cave, every wall, there is stuff for you to find and stuff for you to do. That has me just so unbelievably excited and amped and pumped and I just want to play it. I just want to play it so bad. I want to get my hands on it. I want to go onto Earth. I want to explore the European Dead Zone. I want to do a lost sector and kill a boss. I want to get the loot. I want to get some of these new guns that were shown off. I want the dubious volley. I have wanted that rocket launcher for so freaking long. I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. But there's just so much. There was so much to take in. The new planets, the new crucible, the new story, the new supers, the new guns, the new abilities. Just everything about it. I mean, I might sound just like I'm a diehard fanboy right now, and you'd be completely right. You would be absolutely 100% right. I am in complete diehard fanboy mode right now. And you know what? I don't care. I 100% don't care. Everything they showed off today was just magnificent. It was flawless. Everything was executed perfectly. There's just so much about Destiny 2 that I want to get my hands on. The story, the open world, the Crucible. Even though I suck in the Crucible, the little tiny snippets of Crucible gameplay they showed, oh my god, I want it. I want to play it. It's going to be amazing. I honestly think some of these games that are coming later this year, like Battlefront, Call of Duty, what else? Red Dead 2, if that comes out. Any of these games that are coming out later this year with multiplayer, they're going to have a major contender with Destiny 2. And I'm going to go on statement right now saying that. But anyways, with all that aside, I thank you all for coming and viewing my content today and viewing this video. I hope this info was insightful and helpful. I'm sorry I couldn't do a more detailed job with explaining and having screenshots and video and a live feed of what to view, but the info is out there. The video is up on Twitch, I believe. You can probably see it on Destiny's website, Bungie's website. There's various trailers around. The info is out there. I was just trying to do this as a way to get the hard info together so you could just, it's a quick synopsis. I mean, quick, 17 minutes, geez. But a quick synopsis of just the info that matters and get it into the hands of people as quick as possible. I know it's not the most detailed video out there. I know I'm not the most entertaining person. But if me doing this helps other people in the Destiny community get to know this info sooner and gets excited for the game, then I'm doing my job. If even one person finds this helpful, then it will have been worth it. But anyways, I digress. My name has been No Strife Games. Thank you for coming, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.